Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Fitness Challenge. My name is Jen, and we're going to go through about a half hour together, including warm up, including cool down, get you in, out, and around through, bing, bang, boom, get you out, so you have a nice, hot, sweaty weekend. All right, so for today, you will need nothing, a mat if you so desire for comfort. If you want, I think I'm going to grab a pair of 10s just to have for my squats and lunges. Totally optional, do not need to have it whatsoever, but because I have them literally right there, I'm just going to grab them, but they are totally optional. We have 6 exercises total today. That's it, just 6. We're going to do 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. I'm going to go through A, go through B, go through C, and then A, B, C, A, B, C. So it's 9 rounds total, 3 times on each. We're going to do those, and then we're going to reset, and we're going to go down to the ground and do some core for the next grouping. So on the top part, we have lunges, we have squats, we have jumping jacks, we have some hooks and uppercuts. We have those, so there's only one high intensity move, and that would be jumping jack, and you can very easily just switch it out for this. So don't worry if you don't want to do high intensity today, no problem whatsoever. And then on the ground, we have planks and crunches, so nothing crazy there, but if you want to grab a comfortable mat for that, feel free. As always, we have water. We have a safe place to work out in. We have supportive clothing. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, it just has to be the appropriate footwear for the floor that we're on, and the appropriate clothing for the temperature. That's it, nothing crazy. A fan maybe, we'll see if I need it, but for right now, it's nice and cool, 62. Tomorrow, not so much, but thankfully we're not teaching tomorrow. So, let's just start out with a nice, slow jumping jack. So, this is our modification for a jack. As always, people used to call these pregnancy jacks. I am against that name because you don't have to be pregnant to do it. This is just a low intensity jack. If you want to add to the intensity a little bit, you're going to come into a little bit of a squat. So why don't we do that? I call them don't bust your hip into your ankle on a concrete floor jacks. Let's do 3. Let's do 2. Let's do 1. Rolling the shoulders. Been using this area in my downtime for a little bit of a sewing studio, and there's thread everywhere, even though I totally vacuumed. And the other way. After every time I stop working, I vacuum, but there's still stuff everywhere. All right, let's do big one way and big the other. So we're kind of doing those arms with the jumping jacks. It works just totally exaggerating them. And now if you want to add in a foot, so we're just pointing. Now I'm going to change this a little bit, and I'm going to go out and out. So we're going out and out. I'm still pointing that toe. I'm going to change it one more time. I'm going to go down, down. Now you decide. I want you to have a flat back regardless, but are you up here? Are you down here? That's totally up to you. Flat back, pointing that toe, full body motion. Full body motion, full body motion. Let's do 3. Let's do 2. Let's do 1. And then come on in. Let's just do nice high knees, bringing those knees up to the same height. I like to use my belly button as a reference point, but you can go higher, you can go lower, that's fine. And let's change that to a kick. So come up, high knee, kick. So it's that same motion, we're just adding in a kick. All right, I'm going to move forward a little bit so I don't hit anything behind me, which I always want to be conscious of. We're going to go forward, back, in, forward, back, in. So we're just adding, so I don't need my hand up anymore. High knee, kick, back. High knee, kick. And you can totally tap down. If that's too much for you, tap it down, no worries. Do we want to add in, do we want to add in a little upper body? If we can tolerate it. Out, back, out, back. Just mimicking the motion, not adding in a whole bunch of extra brain work here. It's enough to have to think about just by the balancing. Let's do 4. And you can go faster than me. 3. We're still doing the same amount of time though, so. And let's do 1 more. All right, so I would like you to just kind of do a little shuffle or march in place or whatever it happens to be while I go through the first 3 exercises for you. So we have a lunge with a side leg lift. So if I have my weights, if I have them, cool. If I don't, no worries. I'm going to lunge down and then come out to the side. So I'm going to lunge out to the side. So I'm going to alternate. I'm going to go the other way and out to the side. So big key is that you don't want to do what I just did. You don't want to lean over the whole body. You'll lose your balance, number 1. Number 2, you don't want to do that. So you're going to do your lunge in a nice straight line and then come up. So we're doing this little like 90-degree angle here. So alternating sides, right, left, boom, 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 40 seconds. Then we're done. Then we move on to 2 hooks, 2 uppercuts, 2 jacks. So we're going to go hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut, jack, jack. So elbow, elbow, under, under, jack, jack. As fast or as slow as you want. I would definitely recommend not having weights with this unless they are very small ones or ones that attach to your wrist. Otherwise, you'll bonk yourself in the nose. In the nose. I just can't speak today. All those O's, too much. All right, and then the last one, we have 3 squats and then a calf raise. So optional weights here, here, here. We're gonna go squat, 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 up on the toe, calf raise. Squat, and you can be the same thing. You can be here in a sumo. You can go squat, squat, flat back, squat, calf raise up. Those are our first 3. Are we ready? Grab some water, grab whatever you need. Hopefully you're still moving. You aren't just waiting for me to just talk. Gotta keep moving, get the exercise in, because you only have 30 minutes. Okay, so we're starting with those lunges with that side leg lift. All right, so lunge out to the side. Lunge, and I come down to the ground just before, or just tiny, tiny little tap, just so I know that I'm getting equal distance on both sides. That is completely optional. You can very easily come down only halfway, a quarter way. You could do a straight leg back if you want. Technically, you could do a totally different exercise. I do that a lot. I'm doing someone else's workout, YouTube style, and relax. If I just did 7 bazillion crunches the day before, and they're doing crunches, I do something different. So definitely can do it. All right, so we're doing those, the punch, punch, jack, elbow, elbow, under, under, jack, jack. All right, and you definitely can move around. You don't have to stop here. All right, so elbow, elbow, under, under, jack, jack. And if you mess up, keep it going. You don't want the intensity? Here. We are punching with the whole body. All right, squats and calf raises. So 3 squats into a calf raise. I like to hold my weights down here in more of a suitcase style, but you can 100% have them up higher, resting on your shoulders, whatever works for you. All right, squat and making sure our back is flat no matter what type of squat we're doing. Up, calf raise. And if you're doing this with no weights, you're probably going to go faster than me, totally fine. And the other way, if you have heavier weights than me, you're going to go slower. And it doesn't matter what weights I have, they're what works for me today. So yeah, I know what my number is, but that number changes obviously, of course, depending on what day it is, upper body, lower body, all that jazz. All right, we are going back to those lunges for round 2. Remember, we're going through this 3 times, and you can 110% adjust your weights as you go along. All right, make sure you are putting your weights out of the way for those jacks. I don't want you to accidentally trip over something. That's bad news. So we're not just standing still, we're moving around. We're doing a little hoppy skippy jump, whatever it is to keep your body moving. All right, so elbow, elbow, under, jack, jack. I may regret these jacks later, but I'm caught up in the moment. And they're just 2 at a time, so hopefully they're repetitive. I'll find out tomorrow. Okay, squat time. And of course, as always, grab a drink. We'll have a longer break in between the grouping of A and B, but please drink. All right, squats, calf raise. Maybe this round I will try it up here. If you have them up here, obviously it changes the center of gravity a little bit. And it can also take the pressure off of your wrists. I still prefer them down here though. Although when I do squats in the gym with the rack, with the bar, definitely makes it harder. Don't let anyone ever pressure you into, if you like doing squats with the dumbbells, you don't have to ever do them with a bar, or the other way around. Seen in the last couple years really a change in, oh, you don't totally have to do hip thrusts or whatever the magical exercise is. There's so many different ways to do it. You do not have to. Lunges, succumb to the peer pressure of doing any exercise a certain way, as long as the way that you're doing it is proper form by someone who's told you what proper form is. And that does not mean an influencer. That means someone with a degree or certification, a doctor, physical therapist, exercise physiologist, kinesiologist, someone who has a little bit of knowledge, not just someone who looks hot. Now, the person who looks hot may 110% fall into those categories. Don't just assume because they have a body that looks like what you want to have a body to be, they got there safely and in a healthy manner. They may totally 100% have, but you can't assume that. And you're hoping that the person with the degree or certification, even if for some reason they did get there unhealthily, they're going to teach you the proper way to do it. Because they at least have that knowledge. All right, we have just the squats and the calf raises, and then we take a break. We reset and go to the ground. All right, squat, 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 and up. That also goes the other way around. Just because someone doesn't have the body type that you imagine that they should have, doesn't mean they don't have a wealth of knowledge. I've seen plenty of yoga instructors, for example, who don't look like they could be flexible because of the body shape that they have. And then you go to one of their classes and they can, number one, demo the most amazing moves, and two, walk you through exactly how to do them. So, never judge a body by its appearance. Either way. Okay, so we're going to switch down and go to the floor. So I'm going to grab some water real quick, and I'm going to grab my mat, and then we're going to reset. All right, I will go through these exercises with you. So I think I'm going to put my timer on pause. We have our bird dogs in plank or in tabletop. Totally fine to do in tabletop. We have bicycle crunches, and then we have toe touch abs. So to fit my space, I'm going to go diagonal. As a reminder, if we are on our hands and knees, our back is flat. If we're in plank, our back is flat too. But we're just going to come up and back in and up and back in. If we're doing it in plank, it is harder. Have those feet nice and wide and come out and out. So that's going to be exercise 1 for us. Then we're going to flip out on our backs, and we're going to move those legs in this motion, not this motion, okay? So when you're biking, you're doing this, and then we're going to reach towards the opposite knee. If you touch it, cool. If you don't worry about it. But it's not in and out, it's circles, okay? And then our last exercise is laying on our backs, feet up in the air, or legs can be on the ground, totally fine. If your feet are on the ground here, it's almost just going to be like a regular crunch. If your feet are in the air, we're reaching towards those ankles. All right, we have 3 rounds of that, and then we're done. And we do have a workout next Friday with the long weekend. We don't have classes on Monday for Memorial Day, but we do have them Friday for Memorial Day. And if you have an idea of kind of what you want, do you want a hard workout? Do you want an easy workout? Do you want, what kind of exercises do you want for next week? All right, so we're starting on those planks for dogs or not. And 2, 1. So take your time with this one. Set yourself up. Ooh. And if you're faltering a little bit, maybe that's just your body telling you to transition to the other way. You can always start up again The next round, doing it the other way. All right, so we're going to our bicycle crunches. Now you do get a little chance to rest here. Unless you want to do more abs, by all means, go for it. All right, we're going in 3, and 2, and 1. All right, so we're crunching in, and we're cycling those legs. And our back is against the floor. If your back is making like a, for lack of a better word, farting noise against the mat, you do not have a nice seal. You're not pushing that back, those muscles, that skin into the floor. Maybe that means you have to do something more of a diagonal up motion. That will change, and then you'll have more weight pressing against that back. And release. And then we have our toe touches, either straight legs up in the air or feet on the ground, just regular crunch, whatever floats your boat. And you have that back against the ground and a nice squeezing in collectively in of that torso. I always start with the harder option, and I can always go down to the next level. Only because I know me, and I know that if I start with the easier, I won't go harder. That's me. Whew. Getting sweaty in here. And notice my legs are nowhere near straight, and that's okay. That's my body too. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my fan. Whew. All right, we're back down to those bird dogs. Guess we have to plug it in. All right, we have 5 seconds. Just 2 more rounds of that, that's it. And if you're watching me do these plank bird dogs, you are not committing to yours. Number 1, don't mess up your balance. And number 2, if you're looking up, your neck's not in the right position. You should be looking down with a nice neutral neck. Bicycle crunches. Take your time, get there nice and slow. 2, 1. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Obviously, you're going to take a break as you need to. You don't have to go that 40 seconds. Although, truly try. And if your body's telling you to rest, take a rest. Also, if you need more than 20 seconds to rest, you can take it. These are all just suggestions. So you don't have to come up with a workout for yourself. It's already done for you. We have 5 seconds left. All right, one more time through, and then we're done. So this last set, hopefully you're nice and tired. Hopefully you've been pushing yourself at a good clip through the whole time, at a correct pace. So now you feel like, oh, I'm glad this is over, but I have enough energy that I can safely do these exercises. We have less than 10 seconds. All right, equal those out if you are not already. Even if that means going into the break a little bit, which you can always add on to the break when we go into our next round. So you can slip at those 20 seconds, don't worry. Ready for those bicycle crunches, last round. Make sure you're not pulling that neck. Seconds left. Whew. All the way to the buzzer. 5, 3. Whew. Last 40 seconds of work. And then we're just going to stay down here and do our stretches down here on the floor. So. Let's begin. Halfway. Three, 2, and 1. Amazing. Turn this off. Grab your water and come on back to the ground. And let's stretch it on out. Totally missed my mouth. That's okay. That's why we drink water during our workouts in my house. All right, so let's lay on our side and bring that back. Cool, stretch. I didn't think, I thought I would almost have too much time to kill at the end of this just for stretching. I was like, oh, I got to come up with a larger stretch routine. I didn't know what that time went because we only got like 2 minutes. Other side. Come on up. Pull one foot out. Lay it down. So I noticed that that leg is out. I want that leg in. And so I may not be able to reach as far, that's fine. But I want to try to have my body in as nice straight lines as possible. And if I have this leg out, then I'm only leaning forward and my back's all weirdly arched, all that sort of stuff. We don't want that. And stretch. I used to be super embarrassed by how inflexible I am. Now it's just you know what, I'm doing my best, I'm trying and I'm working at it. And me doing this today is better than me not doing it. So tough. Release. All right, I'm gonna just sit on my knees. You can sit however you would like. Let's bring that arm behind as long as you can have a nice straight back. You can be sitting on a chair for all I need to know. Opening up that chest and stretching it out. Come up and over the top. And switch. Tricep. And switch. And then release, come into a downward dog motion to stretch out those calves, or if you don't want to, you can do a standing calf stretch, which I've done before. So if you know what you're doing, go for it. Otherwise, we're here. I'm stretching out that low back by bending those knees. And then I can pedal the feet a little bit and really stretch out that calf on one or both of my feet. You definitely want to do both, but if you do them both together or separate, that's your call. I'm going to walk those hands to meet the feet or feet to meet the hands, depending on where you are in your space. Let that body dangle. Shake it out. And then rolling on up. Nice and slow. We are done. Awesome work. Thanks for coming. Let me know what you're looking for next week. I can totally do that for you. Have a great day. See you later.